Hi, this is Peter at RetroFret in Brooklyn, New York. Just talking about some of the things to look for if you're trying to troubleshoot a banjo. This is a pretty inexpensive Japanese-made banjo from the 70s. These are the kind of things you find at flea markets and Craigslist all the time. And generally, if you want to make it into a player, there's a few things that are probably going to need adjustment or probably going to be wrong with it when you just find it. So first thing to look for, looking at the heel of a banjo, make sure that there's no cracks or breaks or odd screws or bolts or anything stuck in here, old glue lines that might mean the heel's been broken. Up at the heel of the neck, often if a banjo's been dropped or has fallen over in the case, you'll see a crack or a break or something like that here. Not necessarily a deal breaker if it's well repaired, but it is something you should be concerned about. If that looks pretty clean, you want to make sure that the neck is fairly straight. A lot of old banjo necks, especially cheap ones, can get pretty badly warped. Sometimes that can be fixed, but essentially you're probably buying yourself a headache if you have a badly warped neck. And the way you check for that, first thing you do is you just take the banjo, sight down along the fingerboard, and it should look fairly straight as you look down around the edge of the frets. If you see a scooping or any kind of bend or twist, probably the instrument is a little problematic. Many banjos have a truss rod in the neck that allow you to adjust that, but you don't always know how well that's going to work. Also, the neck should be tight to the body. It shouldn't be wobbling around. Often that can be fixed, but again, it's a concern. And probably one of the most common problems, but the easiest to fix, is the head is often very loose. So if you can hit the note and push the head down, that means the head's a little bit loose. Usually that can be tightened up, but if you see any rips, tears, holes in the head, or the head seems to be very badly sunken or worn, then it probably has to be replaced. Not too hard to do, but you will have to pay for it. You'll have to pay somebody like me to put a new banjo head on for you, which will run you a little bit of money. So if all those things seem to be in one piece and you can tune it up and play a couple things on it, then probably it's a good start. Sometimes you see older banjos like this. This is an old 1920s banjo. This would be a pretty typical flea market find. This will have all the same issues. Notice there's no truss rod cover here. That means this neck cannot be adjusted. So if you check this neck and you find that it's pretty badly warped, it is going to be quite difficult to get this banjo to play properly. So think about that before you start haggling with the guy. Also, these older banjos, the neck mounts to the body with a wooden dowel, and very often the angle of the neck to the body will not be very good. Again, it's not an absolute killer, but it will probably need to be dealt with by someone who knows what they're doing. So it's always fun to go, find an old instrument cheap, but these are the kind of things that can go wrong with it, and you'll have to deal with it at some point if you want to actually play it. So basically remember, neck fairly straight, no cracks, no breaks, tight to the body, angle looking fairly good, not a hugely high action, and the head, no holes, no breaks, no tears, and not too mushy. And maybe have a banjo you can have fun with right out of the box, as they say.